What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's solve this math question that says find the values of x for which x squared minus x cubed is equal to 80. Well, our first step will be for us to split 80. 80 is the sum of a perfect squared and a perfect cube. So we have the left hand side as x squared minus x cubed to be equal to 16 is the perfect squared plus 64 is a perfect cube. So why did we split 80 into a perfect squared and a perfect cube? It is because on the left hand side we have a perfect squared and also a perfect cube. Now our next step will be for us to move what we have on the right hand side to the left. So I have the perfect squared first, so I'm going to write x squared. I'll move this perfect squared, which is 16, to the left hand side so that it becomes minus 16. Now I have negative x cubed, which is the perfect cube, and I'm going to move this perfect cube 64 to the left so that it becomes minus 64, and this is equal to 0. Now notice that negative is common here, so we can factor out negative. So we have x squared minus 16. Now factor out negative, open bracket. This is x cubed. Now negative times negative gives positive 64. And this is equal to 0. Now our next step will be for us to write 16 in form of a square and write 64 in form of a cube. So we have x squared minus 16 is same as 4 squared minus we have x cubed plus 64 is same as 4 cubed, and this is equal to 0. Now we have two expressions here. We have one of the expression to be a difference of two squares and the other expression to be in the form of the sum of two cubes. For difference of two squares, let's say for example, when I have a squared minus b squared, this can be expressed as a plus b times a minus b. So this is one for difference of two squares. While the one for sum of two cubes, for example, when I have a cube plus b cube, this can be expressed as a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Now we're going to be expressing this like this and this like this. So let's write this in the expression of difference of two squares, just like this. So this will be x plus 4 times x minus 4. That is it. Minus. Now writing this in the expression of sum of two cubes, just like this. So this will be x plus 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 4 squared. That is it. And this is equal to 0. Now let's simplify what we have here. So this is x plus 4 times x minus 4 minus x plus 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 4 squared is 16. And this is equal to 0. Now notice that x plus 4 is common. So our next step will be for us to factor out x plus 4. So let's factor out x plus 4. So x plus 4 factored out. Now open up a bracket. X plus 4 times x minus 4 divided by x plus 4. We have x minus 4 minus. So as I write a minus, I will have to open up a bracket. Now x plus 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 16 divided by x plus 4. We have this expression which is x squared minus 4x plus 16. Now close your final brackets equal to 0. Now simplifying further, we have x plus 4 times, this is x minus 4. Now we use this negative to open up the bracket. So this negative times x squared, we have negative x squared. Negative times negative becomes positive 4x. And then negative times negative becomes, that is negative times positive becomes negative 16. And this is equal to 0. Now simplify what we have inside of this bracket. So we have x plus 4 times, this is negative x squared, so negative x squared. Now x plus 4x is plus 5x. And then negative 4, negative 16 is negative 20. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases. We have the first case as x plus 4 to be equal to 0. Or we have the other case to be negative x squared plus 5x minus 20 to be equal to 0. Now from our first case, we can easily get our first value of x by moving 4 to the right hand side. When I move 4 to the right hand side, it becomes negative 4. So this is a real solution for x. Now to get the other solutions for x, we have to solve this quadratic equation. I don't like this negative here. So in order to remove this negative from the coefficient of x squared, all I have to do is to multiply through by negative. So negative times negative x squared gives positive x squared. Negative times 5x is negative 5x. So negative times negative 20 is plus 20. And this is equal to negative times 0. Remember, this negative is negative 1. So negative 1 times 0 is still 0. That is it. So we have a beautiful expression. Now, this cannot be factorized. So we're going to be using the quadratic formula to solve this. Our a from this quadratic equation is a coefficient of x squared, which is 1. Our b is a coefficient of x, which is negative 5. And our c is the constant term, which is 20. So this is a beautiful quadratic formula we have to use. X equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now let's substitute here. So we have x to be negative b. So negative b is negative 5. So I'm going to be putting that inside of a bracket, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So that is negative 5 squared minus 4 times a times c. So 4 times a is 1, times c is 20. All over 2 times a, that is 2 times 1. And then simplifying further, we have x to be equal to negative times negative is positive. So this is positive 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared is 25. Minus, now 4 times 1 times 20 is 80. All over 2 times 1, that is 2. So simplifying further, we have x to be equal to 5 plus or minus the square root of, now 25 minus 80 is negative 55 all over 2. And now we're going to be splitting this. So this will become x equal to 5 plus or minus. Now this becomes the square root of negative 55 can be written as 55 times negative 1 all over the denominator 2. Now there is a property of square root or of roots that says, for example, when I have the square root of a times b, this can be split in two by writing the square root of a times the square root of b. Now let's write this in this form. So we have x to be equal to 5 plus or minus. Now this can be written as the square root of 55 times the square root of -1 all over 2. And then simplifying further, x will be 5 plus or minus. Now this is the square root of 55. 55 is not a perfect squared, so we leave it there inside of the square root, times. Now the square root of -1 is iota, which is written as I all over 2. Now let's multiply this together. So x will be 5 plus or minus. Now the square root of 55 times I is the square root of 55I all over 2. So there are actually two solutions from here, which is x equal to 5 plus or minus. Okay, we take the plus first because I'm separating the solutions. The square root of 55I all over 2, or x is equal to 5. Now this time we take the negative minus the square root of 55I all over 2. So this is a second solution and this is a third solution. So we only have one real solution, which is x equal to -4, and we have two complex solutions. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.